guys, and welcome to my channel. This isn't going to be a long video. I just want to reiterate this for someone who's going through the healing process right now and they're experiencing what I call the purge. You know, it's very unpleasant when we are getting out of our ignorance, when we are shifting from our lower self, when we are working on our shadow side, when we are stepping into acceptance and we are trying to break down and digest a toxic situation, which is always more than what meets the eye. We're standing bare in the mirror. We're taking accountability for our own selves. We're in full acknowledgement to, you know, our imperfections, and we're striving to work to correct ourselves and reprogram ourselves. Look, you guys, there are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. And I've said this in other videos, it's not miraculous when someone has become a thriver. You know, we become a survivor, then we become thrivers. That's not miraculous. That person has been intentional and that person has done the work. But everyone has to go through a process, and you're not going to sit there and most of the time it's been years of abuse. And a lot of times stemming back into the childhood. So you're going to have a lot of stuff that you're dealing with. You're going to be feeling some emotions, but you need to feel them. And thank God there aren't any shortcuts, because you don't want to have to revisit. You don't want to have to break this down again. You don't want to have to go through the purge again. You don't want to start over at day one again when you're feeling the most raw and sensitive. You want to once and for all roll up your sleeves and face this head on and get it right this time so you can sincerely move on with your life now. But there ain't no shortcuts. I ain't getting no shortcut. Okay, I was up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning crying at times. I've had extensive panic attacks during my healing process, or PTSD. I had to face a lot of things all the way back from my childhood that came through the surface, because that narcissistic relationship was a catalyst for me to bring me closer to me so that I can elevate myself to the next level and finally heal aspects of my childhood wounds that have followed me into my adulthood. That was a part of my energy of picking out partners and friends and, you know, people that I connected myself with. So I had a lot to, you know, to work on. A lot to work on, but eventually, you know, I did get all cried out. Eventually, you know, it came full circle for me. I was able to step into acceptance of these things, and rather than fight against them, work with it and move on with my life. Take what I need to take and leave the rest. But it's not going to be this. Is not like, oh my gosh, I left the narcissist, and then the next day after you leave them, you're just doing cartwheels and backflips. That's usually not the case. You know, while we can be happy and thankful to have that toxic person out of our life, if we weren't psychopathic, if we were someone that was in touch with our human side, and there's going to be betrayal, there's going to be trauma and abuse and things to sort through and to unpack, if you will, so that we can cleanse and purge our subconscious of their toxicity and of the energy so that we can move on with our life. All right, you guys, but everybody has to go through that purge. And I've said this in the other video, and the question is usually, are you willing to take the heat in the kitchen? Can you do that? Do you love yourself enough to shed that skin, or to be the caterpillar that's going to turn into a butterfly, or to birth that baby? You know, everything, it takes process, but there's labor pains, there's growing pains to get there, you guys. There are no shortcuts. Stop trying to just take the shortcuts. You know, a lot of you run from getting your one-on-ones. You just watch these YouTube videos, and, you know, oftentimes that's not enough. Oftentimes that's not enough. You got to get that one-on-one, because there are things, you know, these are general videos. You need to get specific about your situation. And you should want to finally do that so that you don't have to start over again. All right? Because that's what happens. We miss this, then we didn't work on it, and then it replays itself again because you missed it. All right, you guys, but there's no shortcuts. But be thankful for that, because you just want to finally get to the bottom of it once and for all. I know once I hit my fed up point, that's what it was for me. It was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm tired. I'm fed up. I don't ever want to experience this again. And whatever I need to realize, whatever I need to work on, that's what I'm going to do. And I don't want to miss any of it, because I'm just tired of this cycle. I really got tired of it. And I did not want to leave one stone unturned. I was willing to just be naked in the mirror and break it on down. Okay? I was done. And that's how it has to be, you guys, to get the best results anyway. All right? So I hope this helps someone. It gets better though.